Hi everyone and welcome to Sudbury Talks with Gwen Price. And my guest today is Amanda Durkin with Amandatomical Art. It's always such a tongue twister to me. Amanda, it's anatomical art? Is that what you're doing?
Yes. So it's anatomical art, and then the name, obviously since my name's Amanda, I took the name and made Amandatomical Art.
Yeah. What's your background? Like, why are you interested in anatomical art?
So I'm a PhD student studying biomolecular science. So in my undergrad at Laurentian, I studied biomedical biology, and then I basically started my master's and transitioned that into a PhD. So I didn't even finish it. So basically, I just spent enough time, I think, staring at textbook pages and seeing all of these organs that I started to, in my spare time, draw them.
That's amazing.
And then people started to say that they would buy them, and I was like, would you?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Show me a couple of examples. Like this is the one you've got of the heart, which is pretty amazingly detailed. So so you do all different types of organs of the body and
different bones, but mainly organs. I'm working my way through the body organs.
Oh yeah, and look at this one with the brain. I mean, that's just amazingly detailed. Wow. Well, and I'll certainly put more examples on our website just to show what you do. And so, I mean, it kind of combines your two interests, which a lot of times, people that are scientists don't have that art sort of background, do they?
No, I get that a lot. People think that science and art are completely different disciplines, but I've actually learned that there is a community of people that they're called sci artists.
What is it?
Sci art.
Oh, sci art.
So they're sci artists. So
okay, yeah.
Basically, they're just people that have found different unique ways of combining science and art. So it's becoming its own little niche.
Yeah. I'm a geek when it comes to science and all of that stuff, but I'm definitely not an artist, and I totally appreciate the detail that you've done here. How long have you been doing it?
I've been doing it for about 2 years. I think 1 year and a bit has been official as a business, and before that it was just for fun.
Yeah.
I entered into a few contests and won.
Okay. And so where can people buy? I know, did I see your work at One Sky? Some cards, I think.
Yeah, I do have some cards there. I also have my shop on Etsy.
Okay.
And then I have some of my stuff at the Create Hive, that new shop in the New Sudbury Mall.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's basically the same idea as One Sky, but they're in the mall.
Okay.
And then on top of that, I do local markets and stuff. So Makers North Holiday Market,
right,
that one's coming up.
Yeah.
And then there's a fall craft show that supports the Northern Cancer Foundation. That one's coming up. So I'll be at both of those.
So how does number one, how does the scientific community react to it, and how do the medical community react to your work?
I feel the science and medical community, they obviously love it. They're amazed by it. I have a few doctors and surgeons that have put my art up in their office, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Recently at the Research Institute, I put up a whole gallery of my prints up on the wall in the lobby.
Okay.
Because basically most of the people that walk into there are in some way scientists, or they're associated with research, and they just love the combination of the two.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing to do? What's your favorite, organ? Yeah.
The heart is definitely one of my favorites, but I think I would have to go with the brain, just because there's so many ways you can draw it, and it would look completely different.
Yeah.
From every perspective.
So is it kind of like a CT scan, or is it just 3D, or you do a combination of everything?
Yeah, so some of them, the brain, this one's a sagittal cut of the brain, but I usually base my images off of, I have a ton of very old textbooks, historic textbooks.
Oh, okay.
And basically when I'm drawing an organ, I just open them all up and I stare at them all. And then I make an amalgamation of all of those into my drawings.
Because is it something that they're still using to study from, textbooks, or is everything now? What do they use when they study to become a doctor?
Yeah, in medical school, for sure, like a diagram like this, obviously the heart wouldn't be drawn on a textbook page,
Yeah.
but this is very much representative of what they would show you to describe all of the different parts.
So is somebody actually doing that as a career, drawing these things, or now is it all computer generated? Or
So now there's like, I've been told this many times, people are like, if you don't want to be a scientist, you could be a medical illustrator, which basically their entire career is they draw all of those images for textbooks. So they draw all the like colorful images with the different parts.
well,
So
it's nice to know that
it's a
there's still a
whole thing.
person
Yeah.
behind it, right? Putting your input, because you're certainly going to draw something different than another person would,
Yes.
right? And have a different look to it. So I think it's fascinating, and I loved what I saw, and it was so interesting to meet you because, like I say, you're kind of like two sides of the brain working together, right? You've got the right and the left, and with your scientific part of your brain is adding to the artistic part of your brain to create something beautiful and really interesting. And I love some of the little puns you've got on your cards. I think they're pretty cute.
My cards do really well. People think they're really funny.
What's your best seller?
For a card,
Yeah.
I think it's I have two hearts, and basically they're smiling at each other, and it says something about how you make my heart, like my muscles and my heart contract really quickly, and
Yeah, very, very
it's
romantic.
it's a very corny card, but everyone seems to like it.
Yeah, and I'm sure the medical community must really appreciate that.
I've heard that a few cardiologists have gotten it as gifts, so
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And so what's your future with this? Just to keep your Etsy site going, and it's just kind of adding to your life. It's not something that you're going to take off and that's your means of support, I guess. It's something that adds to your life.
Yeah, I think that whatever my future career may be, like when I do complete my PhD, that this will be my kind of always my like side hustle.
Yeah.
But a very important side hustle.
Well, if it adds something to your life, plus it must kind of, when you've got a stressful day,
It is nice to
it takes that,
Yes.
and you sort of can recharge and maybe
turn to art for a little bit, and then I'm still kind of learning, so.
Mm-hmm. And what is it that you're actually the experiments that you're doing? Like, can you talk a bit about that? Like,
Yeah.
is it something I'm going to understand?
Maybe. So basically my project is focused on this novel agent that our lab has discovered, and initially thought that it would be a really good anti-cancer agent, but I actually found out that it works really well as an anti-inflammatory. So now I've discovered that it actually does work, so now I'm trying to prove its mechanism.
That's amazing.
So that goes down to some like very like intense biology with signaling pathways and different proteins and genes. But if I can figure out exactly how it works, basically makes it more marketable, like to be an actual drug.
Well, that's amazing that we have all that going on in Sudbury. People don't realize.
No, I think it's very under-discussed.
You think you got to be like in some great big center to be doing some of this magic. The layperson doesn't really understand all of the things, but it's one part of the puzzle that
Yes.
hopefully the puzzle will be solved in the near future for all of us. So I think that's wonderful. I just think it's great that you've got these two parts of your life that. We can look at the beauty of your art, but I certainly appreciate the work that you're doing as a researcher. It's wonderful.
Yeah, I think it all helps with my art, because some of the studies we do at the Research Institute and my colleagues do, like, some way or form, they all affect your body, right? So I just kind of dismember it and draw it on a page. But
I love that dismembering. Well, and I really appreciate you talking to me about it, because it was something I had never heard of. You course, you see in a textbook, and I, part of my degree started off in science, but it didn't end that way. But I can remember looking at those pictures. You don't think about the person behind those pictures.
No.
Or that it could be something.
I didn't even really think there was for some reason, but obviously there has to be someone that draws them.
Yeah, which nowadays I thought it was some machine doing it all, but it's nice to know there's a person behind the art, and that it's it's also a side hustle, like you say. It's something that you can maybe make a little bit of money, or maybe not become rich and famous doing it. Who knows? You never know. Yeah, but I think it's wonderful that you do that. So, well, thank you so much. And I'll have all your contact information so that if somebody, I definitely think they should look at it and appreciate the work that goes into your art, because I think it's amazing, and I love your little puns and things that you got on your site. So I'll have all those links there, and thank you so much, Amanda. It was great talking to you.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you.
Thanks.